Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you've had a good weekend. I'm gonna put out a pretty cool video that I think for Resto Druid. Pretty similar timing as this one. So hopefully you guys check that out and like it. I know not everyone plays Resto, but I think it's a pretty cool idea and you can gain from it even if you're not a Restoration Druid player. But today I want to make this video for Mistweaver, all my Mistweaver friends, where I discuss all the legendary combinations for Mythic Plus come 9.2. I think there's a lot of discussion going on around it. Maybe not as much as we'd like, but I just want to let you guys know where I stand and where I think the priorities will lie for us in 9.2, legendary wise. So I made this tier list, and we're gonna discuss each combination. How it works is I have the non-covenant legendary in the picture, and then I have a ring around it based on the covenant. So the purple one is Night Fae, the light blue one is going to be Kirian, and the red one is going to be Venthyr. So know that these red ones, all the red ones, are you are playing the Fallen Order Sinister Teachings legendary, and with the light blue ones, you're playing the Kirian legendary, and same with Night Fae, you're playing the Night Fae legendary. So let's go ahead and knock out this Night Fae one. Where I think it'll be, obviously this list, I'm gonna make a different list for raid. That'll come soon, based on how much you guys like this video. Let me know down below. But these combinations I've kind of structured just for Mythic Plus. So Night Fae makes an appearance because Night Fae gives us the most possible damage from our Covenant. The Conduit just adds more damage, and it I guess Feline Stomp is just our most damaging Covenant ability. And then I paired it with Ancient Teachings. I think it's the only notable playstyle because you're gonna need that healing, and this will just give us a good bit of damage. But I don't think it's gonna be. I think you're definitely gonna miss something with this build. But this could possibly do a good bit of damage. So I'm actually gonna put this at A. I feel like you're not gonna play Night Fae with any other legendary. Um, and I feel like if you're going to play Night Fae, the best that it could possibly be would be A. The damage from Feline Stomp is actually quite disappointing, but it is our best damage, which sucks for us, I guess. But if you're going to be doing these big pools, that massive uncapped AoE is going to be pretty nice. Yeah, but that I just want to say, Kirian also has an option with Mechanicos, where you just do a big burst of AoE. So like it's kind of hard to say that this is going to be S tier because it's not. In fact, I'm actually going to put this in B because it's hard to say it's going to be A tier. It's just you're playing Night Fae as Mistweaver, and it's just not as good as you can be. Okay, so let's talk about some of these. I kind of want to mix these up a bit. I kind of want to put these two at the end. Okay, so let's talk about Kirian with Invoker's Delight. So every time we summon our Celestial, we'll get a Bloodlust, basically, and then we'll get free Celestials with our weapon order every minute and a half. I think this is going to be A tier. I think it's going to be, you're going to have a good chunk of healing. Actually, I think this is going to be B tier. You're going to have a good chunk of healing from getting a bunch of Celestials, but the only damage that you're getting out of this is from your haste boost, and I feel like this just isn't the way to go. I feel like it's sweet. It's a cool combo because you're getting a bunch of Celestials, you're getting a bunch of haste, but I feel like still we just don't benefit from haste as much with under damage. So this is going to be fun to play around with. Just Chi-Chi's everywhere, but just not going to be the best for Mythic Plus content. Next, I want to talk about something. So we, as is Mistweaver monks, we have the healing covered. We can push like 25 keys, like plus 25s. We can push that. Healing not an issue. The only issue is that we just don't do enough damage to be taken into these keys. So I think if you wanted to take your monk today and just buff its damage, I think that would be a good option. So I actually have this weird legendary, Judgment of the Arbiter. Every time you do damage, you have a high chance to send out an arc of 500 damage uncapped AoE, and it just sends it out. And it could go in a random direction, I think. It's just like kind of a weird legendary. No one uses it because it's a very small amount of damage. But if one of your friends uses it too, or someone in your party, it'll arc through all the ads to them. So like you can kind of ping pong it back and forth. Um, no one's going to be using this unless you're in a coordinated party. So likely it'll just do extra damage. But if you're using Fallen Order, you have the healing covered. You just need more damage. So this is like a cute little combo that I've kind of thought of where that extra arcing damage from this legendary could add something. So I think you're going to be using Venthyr, so you're already going to be A tier as is. Or basically base Venthyr, next tier will be B tier, probably high B tier, probably above these two. But you're going to get a little extra damage, and I think that's going to be very fun. And then building off of that, you have this passive healing going on in the background with your monks. Now you're just getting bonus damage. Let's talk about Fatal Touch, whatever this is called. Basically, your Touch of Death goes from a 3-minute cooldown to a 1-minute cooldown. So every minute you'll be able to just completely execute something. And I think this is invaluable. I think this is great. I think it's actually going to be slightly above this one in A tier. These are weird. They're kind of just piggybacking off of the strength of Fallen Order, but you're just buffing your damage, which is just what you need as monk right now. I like these are going to be very fun. I think this Touch of Death one is going to be so much fun to play with. But still, you won't be adding like massive damage. I don't think. You won't be gaining any healing from these, but they'll still be good. They'll still if you're attached to this Sinister Teachings playstyle, but you just wish you did more damage. These are going to be great options, and they're going to be fun, especially the Touch of Death one. They're going to be great options for you. You will not be disappointed with these. I think these are actually going to be pretty good contenders. Your damage will go up by quite a lot. You'll get basically 3 times as many Touch of Deaths in a key. So, like, Touch of Death at the end of the key, say it does like 60k like 4 times in the key, it'll do 60k 12 times. So it's just going to add up to a lot of damage at the end, and it could really buff your damage in a dungeon and make you more desirable. That could be a fun one, and you'll still have Fallen Order to fall back on for healing. Sorry, my dog just squealed. I don't know what that was about. She's fine though. Okay, so now we're going to talk about this one, the controversial one. You'll get Fallen Order, Sinister Teachings, and Ancient Teachings. You have a lot of healing, but I don't see this one cracking into S tier, and I know a lot of you are going to be upset about this. Why is this in the same tier as these? And it's just, it's so hard to say that. So let's separate it by your Fallen Order. While you're in your Fallen Order window, you aren't going to be benefiting as much as you think from Ancient Teachings because the two playstyles are different. While you have Ancient Teachings rolling, isolated, you just want to be punching and kicking. You want to get as much out of the Legendary as possible, and you can only do that by only punching and kicking. And then while you have Fallen Order out, you want to be refreshing Jade Wind. You want to Enveloping Mist on cooldown. You want to Essence Font, full channel Essence Font. They just, like, your playstyle will just become too cluttered to get full benefit while you're in Fallen Order. And then while you're out of Fallen Order, Ancient Teachings will carry those pools while you're out of Fallen Order. But if you've played Fallen Order at all, you know that you're totally fine without it. Say you come up to a big pool and you don't have Fallen Order up for 30 seconds, you just pop Yu'lon or Chi-Ji, or like you have Revival, you have so many abilities that you're fine just to sit there and heal until you get Fallen Order up. So you just don't need this. You don't need it. However, it would let you sit there and do damage and heal during that downtime. But this is just, it's not exactly what we're looking for. But what we are looking for is something sweet, okay? Something that allows us to keep doing what we're doing now, but just get more damage. And I think Fallen Order plus Invokers gives us that. Now, during that downtime, we'll still get a ton of healing, but we'll get a lot of haste too. We can pop Yu'lon or Chi-Ji and just get a ton of haste outside of that Fallen Order window and pump every pool as opposed to just pumping like every other pool. We'll pump heals, we'll pump damage. That'll make our spinning crane kicks do a little bit more because we'll have haste. We can press like maybe 2 or 3 extra ones per pool. This will be like probably our go-to if we want to say Sinister Teachings. And it's just the same play style we're used to, except now we have a free bloodlust, which who can complain about that? But it's on a 3-minute cooldown. So now I want to talk about ancient teachings, but going Kirian, and this is what I've said is going to be the way to go. I love this playstyle, and I actually think this is going to be a top contender for raid too. But in Mythic Plus, I'll say this is probably going to be better than Venthyr with ancient teachings, but it's not going to be as good as Venthyr with what am I trying to say, with invokers, because I think the Fallen Orders, it can carry you through a pack. Like, if you have not played Fallen Order yet, it is just so broken. I have a clip. I'll have to dig it up if I want to put it in this video. I might not want to, but it's a clip of my group having, I think it was like 16 bursting stacks. Like, it was a big pool, and we just let that ramp up. And I just sat there while my Fallen Order monks healed it, and like it was no problem for him. So we probably still want to stay Venthyr in Mythic Plus. But if we wanted to try out Ancient Teachings, I think Kirian is the way to go. You'll get an extra Chi-Ji. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in S. I think this is going to be so fun and so good. You'll get Chi-Ji. You'll go Chi-Ji. So you'll have one on a 1.5-minute cooldown, and then you'll have a second Chi-Ji on a 3-minute cooldown. So how that'll work is you can press your Weapons of Order first, have Chi-Ji out for 20 seconds, and then the next pull you can use your normal Chi-Ji, and then the next pull you can Weapons of Order again, and you can kind of get on the cycle of Chi-Ji every pull, and you'll be doing a lot of healing because you'll get free Enveloping Mist, which is so invaluable. Free Enveloping Mist. Just let that sink in. Instant cast free Enveloping Mist. That's so good. You still, for some reason, have like Breath of Chi-Ji, I'm pretty sure. So like you'll be doing a ton of healing through Chi-Ji, and you'll still be having the fun playstyle with Ancient Teachings, but now you don't have to worry about getting all of your hots out while you have Fallen Order out because you're Kirian. You just play the good old-fashioned punch you, kick you in the face, Ancient Teachings playstyle, but now you have extra Chi-Jis. And to me, that is so, so cool. And on top of that, you can go Mechanicos. Like, the conduits for Kirian are just so much more cool and so much more fun, and there's so much more utility in Kirian than there is Venthyr. Like, yes, Venthyr, we get Theotar's Tea or Maduk's Tea if we go Theotar, which gives us like a 3% crit buff or a 3% something buff, like int or verse, whatever you get lucky to get. And then that's it though. But with Kirian, we can go Mechanicos, and every time we use Weapons of Order, get a free Chi-Ji for like every pool. We throw down this basically this javelin that just hits the ground and blows things up, and it does like 5k damage to everything. So it's just like, it's so nice for damage. So I think this is going to be a real contender. It can even heal high keys. Ancient Teachings is so strong. You kick and it heals someone for 25k. That's so good in keys. Like, you'll feel like you're a holy paladin because you're doing such good healing, such bursty healing, and just this Kirian, all the buffs for Kirian, you have the conduits are so much stronger, and then not to mention your steward, your File of Serenity is so much better than Door of Shadows. Like, Door of Shadows is kind of a joke, and then your File of Serenity is just good. So I think this is going to be S for Mythic Plus. It's going to be a change up. You're going to get to go back to Ancient Teachings. You'll do good damage. You'll do, fine damage from Kirian. But I really think your overall damage will benefit from having Ancient Teachings, while your healing will also benefit from having extra Chi-Jis. And that's just my take. It's going to be a hot take. I'll try it out. Once 9.2 comes out, I will be slamming this. Also, I want to go ahead and say this now that we're at the end of this little tier list. I am doing a push for 500 subscribers. We're getting there. Okay, we have crossed the halfway mark. I think as of this video, we're at 264. And once I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to stream with you guys on Twitch. It'll be a 12-hour live stream, 12 hours on maybe a Saturday or Sunday. And I will just be playing whatever you guys want to see. I'll be making content that day. We'll have a lot of fun. We may do a giveaway, who knows. So let's just get to 500 subs, and then we can move on from there. And I know I'll go ahead and say at 1,000 subs, I'll do a 24-hour live stream, which will be, living hell for me, but it should be a ton of fun for you guys. So let's get there. Let's hit that subscribe button. Comment down below how controversial this is. Maybe you are laughing at this Judgment of the Arbiter or Touch of Death legendary. Like, I don't care. I think this is how I think it'll go. I think we'll either want to stay Venthyr and just get this damage buff, or swap Kirian and swap playstyles completely. So let me know down below what you think. Go ahead and hit like, even if you hate my opinions. And let me know what you guys think. I've made a bunch of legendary videos, but this one I think a lot of people like tier lists. So I just wanted to get this out. And yeah, I'll see you guys. Who knows if 9.2 will be out before the next batch of videos comes out. But I'm going to be cranking out content this week. This is going to be a big content week. I have a lot of plans. Maybe a collab coming. Who knows? So yeah, stay tuned. Hit subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.